stopped at 5. So anyway, verse 13 says, though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels, but have not love, I have become a sounding brass or a clanging cymbal. And though I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, though I have all faith, so that I can remove mountains, but have not love, I am nothing. 3.
Though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I've given my body to be burned, but have not love, it profits me nothing. Love suffers long and is kind. Love does not envy. Love does not parade itself. Is not puffed up.
5.
Doth not behave itself unseemingly, seeketh not her own, is not easily provoked, thinketh no evil. 6. Rejoices not in iniquity, but rejoices in the truth. 7.
Read from or Jim. 7.
Yeah. Bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never fails, but whether there are prophecies, they will fail. Whether there are tongues, they will cease. Whether there is knowledge, it will vanish away. 9.
For we know in part, and we prophesy in part. But when it is perfect, comes the part will be set aside. When I was a child, I talked like a child. I thought like a child. I reasoned like a child. But when I became an adult, I set aside childish ways.
12.
For now we see in dimly. For now we see in a mere dimly, but when face to face, now I know in part, but then I will know fully, just as I also have been fully known. But now faith, hope, love, abide these 3, but the greatest of these is love.
And so, guys, what do you think he's talking about from 4 on down?
Love.
4 to 13. What?
Love.
Love. And then amazing, so he gets off the subject matter. And so what we're going to do is go after the thoughts of what he's talking about when it comes down to love. So then, by looking at love, we know he's mentioned several things of what they are, or what goes on. So I've got, if you pull your paper, I've got, first of all, we stopped at 4, and that says it does not puffed up, if you look at the last part of it. Then I've got, he does not brag, if you see it on your paper. He does not brag. See it? He does not brag. Everybody's got it? He does
not brag.
You got it? Come on.
He does not brag is used nowhere else in the New Testament and means to talk conceitedly.
So it means, bragging means to do what?
Talk conceitedly.
What do you mean by talking conceitedly?
Like you're...
Huh? You said down?
I talk, speaking down, not unintelligent, but you know how you, it's a part of arrogance.
Okay, so is that bragging to talk down on people?
It's bringing yourself up and
Well, actually puffing yourself up, right?
So, right, so it's puffing yourself up. But what is, he says, bragging. So, and then I've given you the example to talk conceitedly. So what do you mean?
You're better than others.
Yes, so now what you do is you elevate yourself
You
above
put
them.
somebody, you put
But
somebody
But
lower
when you
than
elevate
esteem
yourself, you're putting somebody else down.
Right, so then in talking, then you talk about, ever been around someone, like I said, when you talk, and then you've mentioned some scenario that took place in your life, and then they want to talk it.
Oh,
Okay? And then they want
I
to
got a better one.
One up
let me
each
tell you
other?
this.
We used to say, first liar never stands a chance.
Amen.
First line. Okay.
Yep.
So that's a good one too. Yeah. So stop and think about it. That's bragging. Bragging. So go ahead. You said what? Bragging is.
Means to talk conceitedly. Love does not parade its accomplishments. Bragging is the other side of jealousy. Jealousy is wanting what someone else has. Bragging is trying to make others jealous of what we have. Jealousy puts others down. Bragging builds us up. It is ironic that, as much as most of us dislike bragging in others, we are so inclined to brag ourselves.
So then, guys, what's the difference between bragging and then don't get it caught with jealousy? So your definition that we've been using is not bragging. The definition you've been using is jealousy. Did you catch it? That's why I said that. I wanted to hear the language. So it's not bragging, it's built upon, that's jealousy. But watch this, but bragging does what? Bragging is trying to make
others jealous.
Make others jealousy. Trying to make others jealousy. So it's trying to do something. It has intentions of, I drove my car and I deliberately parked it here today. Did you hear me? It's a new car, and this time, normally I drive it up there by that tree, right? Because that's where I always put it, by that tree. But this time I decided I better put it in the handicap spot so everybody can see it. So what'd you say? So what is your motive? What are you trying to do? You know, I saved that brand new suit because I wanted to wear it Sunday. Come on, what's your motive? You thinking about it, huh, Jim? But if you really stop and think about it, what did you do this for? Because I want others to see me in my, is that a new suit?
Right.
Have you heard of that?
You're trying to build yourself up.
Right. So, and so what do? And I'm not saying please don't take it, because like I said, this one is built around making jealousy. This is not built around because you bought a brand new suit. And you know what I'm saying? And your intentions was because you want to look good. It didn't have nothing to do with the fact that you were trying to do this to ignite others. This bragging thing is built around, I'm trying to make somebody jealous. Yes.
That's to make somebody feel less. They're trying to put you down too at the same time.
Yes.
To feel like nothing, they're better than you.
Right. I bring my new girlfriend in. She was your ex.
That hurt.
Your motive.
But you hear what I'm saying? What are you doing? You see what I'm saying? What are you doing? It's not healthy. So what are you doing? I do this.
Right.
Like I said, looking at bragging, remember, bragging is really the byproduct of jealousy.
Yes, it is.
It's really what it is. And you're right, jealousy brings down, right?
Right.
And bragging does what? Builds up.
Right.
No, that don't make sense. Yes, it does. Bragging builds up, but jealousy brings down. Bragging builds up who though?
Amen.
Person
You
bragging.
got it. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So bragging builds you up, but it brings down someone else. So, like I said, if you're not holding on to these, hold on to these, because a lot of times, I don't know, when I'm communicating with someone, and especially when it comes down to the Bible, and I just hear you talk, that right there tells me either you're a student or you're not a student, because I'm hearing things. And then have you heard people say, man, they butchered the scriptures? Have you heard people say they butchered the scriptures? Well, a lot of times that's what they mean by you butchered the scriptures. You know the definition of the word. And I'm not saying everybody sits in there, okay, I'm waiting on you to say something so I can get you. No, but I'm saying they know the definition. A lot of times your ministers should know the definitions of words. So when you're sitting around speaking and talking about something, really I'm digging into the definition and saying, And then watch this. In your deliverance, in your speech, in your preaching, you say, wow. After you've had a chance to go over it, you know what I'm talking about. After you had a chance to go over it, you say, can I reel that one back in? You know, I need to reel that one back in, because now it's a video, so you can hear it and you go, wow, so I gave the definition for that. And wow, that didn't connect. And wow, that didn't tie in. Believe me, at your young ministry stage, you spot a lot of stuff. Am I right? You spot a lot of stuff. Ooh, could have cleaned that up, could have worked on it. As you start to get seasoned, and the fear factor is completely removed from you. Because a lot of times you don't realize it. It is a fear factor that you say, no, I don't have. Yes, you do have a little fear factor in you, and you don't realize it's your fear factor hit. I say a good example is when you're speaking and all of a sudden you run into this. You hear me? all of a sudden you go into a quiet stage and you, oh Lord, I need to hurry up and come up with something because you know, there was too much lap time in this, too much lag time in this. And so I need to pick up. So think about it.
Or maybe your attention was diverted in that moment.
Okay.
Because sometimes it happens when you,
Yes.
even the public speakers, you know, because, you know, you can't dismiss the energy,
Right.
you know, when you're in front of people, whatever. I mean, all that stuff comes up for you, and it's something that comes up quick.
That's right.
And you either ride through the currents of it, or you succumb to the currents
That's
of
right.
it, you know.
Either way you look at it. Guys, look here we go again.
I just
Love.
want to make one comment.
Yes, ma'am.
too. A lot of times when you ask questions and people are looking for an answer, whether it's public speaking or ask a spiritual question, just out of people wanting your help. And sometimes when I pause, I'm actually praying that the Holy Spirit put the right words in my mouth. Because I know that this tongue can be quite lethal. And I want to say it in love. I want to not shun the issue.
Okay.
I'm not going to stir it with it. That's sometimes we talk. Sister Cook, stop stirring with it. But you have to pray and let the Holy Spirit put those words. It's going to come out the wrong way. That's all I want to share.
No problem. Love does not vaunt itself. Look at your baby. So it says it's not boastful, right?
Right.
See it?
Love does not vaunt itself, is not boastful, does not brag nor seek recognition, honor, or applause from others. On the contrary, love seeks to give, to recognize, to honor, to applaud the other person.
So then, applauding, guys, it's not the idea of, I think I was mentioning to you, you can't live in a fantasy world. It is real. You know, I really wish everybody would be at peace. It ain't so. You can't live in a fantasy world. It is real. Sure, that may be what you wish. That's not what it is. So you can't live in a fantasy world. You have to deal with it. Jesus came down here and dealt with us like we were or like we are. He didn't go into a fantasy world and, I already know who's going to be in heaven. I know, how this is all going to pan out. I know how this is all going to work. Jesus didn't live in that world. Jesus came down here and lived in our world. And Jesus felt our pain, our suffering. So he felt that. So that's why I said it's not built around living in a fantasy world. I just want things to be peach where they not, okay? Let's go talk to the man on the streets that barely has something to eat and you still got him in a fantasy world. Well, it's going to be better, just hang in there. The life is going to be right. And his hand is out, his mouth is open.
And you're doing that.
And you still talking about, James even deals with that issue. He says, be warm and be filled. He says, what? This is the thought. People run out and what you do is you say, be warm and be filled. So what do? You give them a fantasy. Well, your things are going to be all right. Things may not be all right. So don't hit them with things that are going to be all right unless you have that solution to make things all right. Don't talk about the holes in my shoes unless you got a brand new pair of shoes sitting there beside me. You hear what I'm saying? This is what I'm talking about. So then watch this. Let's go on. It says everything, see it?
Everything good that the Corinthians everything good that the Corinthians had came from the Lord, and they therefore had no reason to boast and be arrogant. Yet they were puffed up and conceited about their knowledge of doctrine, their spiritual gifts, and the famous teachers they had. They were also jaded in their pride, that they even boasted about their carnality, worldliness, idolatry, and immorality, including incest, which was not even practiced by pagans.
Remember, all these things are going on. That's your verse 5. Does not behave rudely, does not seek its own, and it does and is not provoked, and it thinks no evil. And remember what's going on with the Corinthian world so that you'll understand what was going on with the Corinthian world was the fact that they had received gifts. These gifts they were using were pumping them up, were making them think that they're better than the next person. When in reality, Paul is bringing to their attention, you didn't even have these. These were given to you. So now, so what are you talking about? A lot of times we don't realize it when it comes down to even us waking up in the morning time. That is the work of God. That is not our work.
Amen.
So we don't see it. But so what we do, just like someone had mentioned to me from the convalescent home last week, Williams, that's what his name. You know, the guy that we did the tamarins and stuff. But that was his name. And, you know, the guy very much had a happy spirit. At least that's what he gave to us, a happy spirit. Little did he know that one day he wouldn't even wake up. So stop and think about it. You know, I'm sure we've planned and got it all set up exactly how we're going to do things, and then, wait a minute, I don't even wake up the next morning. What's going on? See, this is what I'm talking about. So what are you talking about? So then we've got to think more on where are these gifts coming from? Where is the ability just to live coming from? It's all from God. So we get up in the morning times, go to get ourselves dressed for worship, and go to give back to God. But think of a man that's your neighbor that doesn't know any better. He gets up in the morning time just like you, says hello to you. A nice person, no, but a nice person. But in reality, he's doomed or she's doomed. And so what are we doing to remove this? Or are we just saying, well, yeah, good morning? Or do we every now and then say, hey, you know what, I sure would like to see you at worship with me. Even with me being 4 out, I mentioned to the neighbors, hey, I would love to see you one day. Yeah, Mr. Thompson, one of these days I'm going to come out. Okay, you talk, but I'm still going to mention it to you. Why? Because what attitude do you send to that, to the community? What attitude do you send? Well, because watch this, if I was to say, you know what, you're not coming, you ought to just stop and you ought to be ashamed of yourself to even make a statement like that. Look, let me just take my dogs and walk on. What do you think is going to happen with the neighborhood? Don't you know that kind of behavior gets out? Now they'll go out, see, they didn't tell about what I did good. But they'll tell about, boy, still waiting, Mr. Thompson, boy, he's, you know, that dude is evil. But wait a minute. Huh?
Look at that pastor.
Yeah, look, you know what I'm
That's
saying?
what
Stop and think about it. So stop and think about it. That would be, you're right, that would be the issue. So no matter what, I see things that I don't like, I don't care for, still let me smile and go on by my business. Why? Because you still have an image. Who knows? One day that soul may have something taking place in their lives and say, oh, by the way, where do you worship at? You'd be surprised. Ever had what is it, like a dentistry, whatever it is, flyers that come into your mailbox, or they always on your doorstep, and you say, you know, the heck with this. And then one day, you know, that little dentistry flyer came in, and all of a sudden you decided, well, wait a minute, before I toss this, let me look at it. Stop and think about it. You say, let me look at it. I had one a couple of days ago with the little one. Crypto got it and ripped it into pieces. But you see what I'm saying? So stop and think about it. But guys, watch this. Let's go on farther. He says, love is what?
Love is not puffed up, prideful, arrogant, conceited, does not think nor act as though oneself is better or above others. Love is modest and humble and recognizes and honors others. Love does not behave itself unseemly, unbecomingly, rudely, indecently, unmannerly, disgracefully. Love does nothing to shame oneself. Love is orderly and controlled, and it behaves and treats all persons with respect, honoring and respecting who they are.
So guys, watch this. This is what love does. Love is willing to set aside self. Stop and think about it. Love says, I love my enemy. Love says, you treated me rudely, but it's okay. I'm still going to be nice. I'm still going to handle this the right way. Love is an action verb that's in control. Run that by you again. Love is an action verb that's in control. Somebody, you haven't somebody say, let me tell you, give you a piece of my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Or they don't say it, but then they start to give a piece of their mind.
Right?
Stop and think about it. That's not love. Love won't do that. But watch this. Since it's an action verb, it is a training verb. It is something that we must train ourselves. And the only way you be able to train yourself is it has to happen. Something has to come in your life. Watch this. Hopefully you recognize it. Sometimes you don't. But it's a testing grounds for you to say, this is the time now to put on my love face. This is the time now to put on to do what's right, no matter what. This is the time, because I could say something to bring you down, but I'm not going to say that. Let me speak on terms of edification. Now watch this. I mentioned, do not put it in a fantasy world. See, because somebody will think, now see, you just said that this is what you got to do, but don't go fantasy with it. You communicate what you communicate in reality. Love also has the ability to do what? It's patient, it listens. Love will do this, yes.
Yeah, I always tell people, love is a builder. It never destroys.
That's right.
And oftentimes people run into a situation or circumstance and they see that it's destroying, but yet they're saying that they got love. And love doesn't operate that way. No matter how you slice, it always builds if it's real. It always builds. It never seeks to destroy.
Right.
And sometimes, letting someone know that reality of it, it's personal for them.
Come on.
Because it sort of shows them up. You're not really walking in love, because that's what you have to do. It ain't something that you put on.
Come on.
When the time is right.
Right.
You walk in it.
You stay in it.
Yeah, it's just you got to be consistent. You got to walk in it because it's a lifestyle.
Have ever heard of this? When you start talking about gangs or you start talking about organized crime, and they go out to take somebody out or they go out to beat someone up, and they say it's just business. It's just business. What do you mean? It ain't got nothing to do with whether I like you or whether I hate you. This is what I've been instructed to do, so then I go out to do it. Well, we see that evil or the ugly side of things. Why don't we take love and do the same thing? That evil says, I'm going to operate under control. It's what I've been sent out to do, so let me go out and do it. Well, love, you've been sent out to do it, so go out and do it. Go out and bring somebody, put a smile on someone's face. You hear me? And you hear me? One more time. Put a smile on someone's face. Think about that. If you can do that, guys, easily shoot someone down. That's easy to do. You can do that in no time. But to bring it to someone's, an issue took place here last week. It's business. It's something that has to be done. What are what are the repercussions behind it? It's the mentality of the individual. But it was done in love. That's the bottom line. It was done in love. Now the mature will rise, the immature will run. So watch this, guys. Love does what? Love is not easily provoked. See that?
Love is not easily provoked, not easily angered, not ready to take offense, not quick-tempered, not touchy. Love does not think evil.
It don't even do what?
Think evil.
Your Bible says that God is love.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus walked upon the face of this earth. A lot of times we say, well, that's evil thinking. Love, you can get angry. But he says, sin not. So you can get angry, And a lot of times, that's what I'm speaking of, the fantasy world. You're living in a fantasy world when, yes, you can get angry. You are, watch this, are disappointed in the behavior of someone. But watch this, but still love, yes, come.
Yeah, you could be expressive,
Yes.
but it's under control.
Yes.
You don't act as if you just lost it.
Right.
You know, and that's why a lot of people don't realize an emotion can take you from ground zero all the way to infinity. It shoots so quick. And that's why if you're not working on you and that part of you to understand it, it will take you there.
You got it?
Right.
How often have you said,
That's
I
why
wish?
sometimes we have to pause. Like
How
I
often
said,
have you said, I wish I could take that back?
but it's gone.
You know what I'm saying? Once it's gone, God was famous word.
It's gone.
It's out there now. And you can say whatever you want to say to try to clean it up. There's no cleaning it up. It's out there. It's gone now. And there's nothing you can do. Or then there's plenty you can do, because now you've created a problem for yourself. You've created a problem for that individual. So now you're doing everything you can. You're backing a truck up with flowers, if you know what I'm saying. Okay. But you're doing everything you can to fix where you've fallen. So stop and think about it. So watch this. I've got love does not rejoice in its iniquities, right?
Mm-hmm.
See that?
Love does not rejoice in iniquity, unrighteousness, evil, wrongdoing. Love does not take pleasure in the unrighteousness and sin of others. It does not feed upon sin and wrong, nor does it pass along the stories of sin and wrong.
And guys, this is the other one. I says, and by the way, this is all the way, whether you know it or not, from your 4 to your 5, to your 7. But look at where he's going here now. He's dealing with another crazy issue that when you're in control, these things wouldn't surface. But when you're out of control, these things do surface. Yes.
I was just going to say again, there's a whole lot under the umbrella of love.
Yes. And that's it. And watch this, because there's a whole lot under the umbrella of sin. But watch this. Yeah, but I'm serious. But watch this. But there's plenty under love. Look what love, it basically says, stop being the natural man and start being what is considered in God's sight the natural man. Because the natural man is really a sinful man. But when the natural man becomes what God wants him to be, or her to be, then there's a transition. There's a change. Things starts to happen. Things start to develop. You watch this. You sleep better when you love someone. It's so easily to hate someone. You don't think Jesus did not recognize Judas as his enemy? Stop and think about it. He knew that Judas, what was going on. He knew that Judas was going to betray him. Watch this. And watch this. Even someone would say then the godly side of Jesus stepped up. No, Judas's behavior stepped up. Well, the Holy Spirit operated in Jesus to let him see there's him. That's him. There's him. And even on the last day, Jesus did everything he could to salvage him. Did everything. He even had the man come and commune and sit at the table and eat and sup with them. And then he did one even deeper than that. Then he brought it to the man's attention. He actually brought it to his attention. It's you who will betray me. He brought it to his attention. Once again, giving him a chance to make a decision, a choice to change his ways. Yes.
And he washed his feet as well.
Yes.
When he washed the disciples' feet.
Yeah.
He did
it all.
skip.
Yeah, he sure did.
He came on in there and washed those feet.
Yeah, so he knew. So he knew it can. And that's the question. And this is what I mean by us reaching a level of maturity. Will we reach that level of maturity, and even to the point when someone brings something to our attention, a behavior issue that needs to be correct? Are we willing to accept that some say criticism. I don't even call it criticism. All you're doing is trying to pass on advice to someone to get them to understand. And if they don't want to accept that advice, you've done your part. Now you continue to what? To love them. There's no need in continuing to repeat over and over and over an error that you see. Let it go. Let it go. They'll either come to their senses or they won't. The statement goes, and I've heard it more than once, those that will come. Those that will. It's a sad statement. I've even made this statement too. Not everybody wants to be saved. That's a horrible statement, but it's a very truthful statement. Not everybody wants to go to heaven. And we have to accept that. That's the struggle. Well, I watch, Brother Thompson, they ain't on time. Brother Thompson, they don't come. Brother Thompson, they don't do this. Brother, do this. Wait a minute. You don't have to go that direction anymore. They already know. You just go on with your business to go ahead and teach the word. And as you teach the word, hopefully the lights will come on in their lives like it came on in yours before it's eternally too late. Yes.
Yeah, I was going to say principles behind the truth far outweighs how you feel.
Yes.
And oftentimes we run into a glitch because we get caught up in one or the other.
Yeah.
And the reality of it is there's, the truth, I don't know if you can skirt around it. You can only present it as it is. Now, in the real way. However, you can, you can mess it up. But the reality of it is, like people say, why don't you just be straight out with me?
Right.
A lot of people, because that's how you used to hearing it. Well, straight out is not necessarily the way that they see it to be. Because straight out can simply be bringing something to your attention by way of awareness. So I call it heightening your awareness.
Okay.
You don't have to. It's not about me. I'm just bringing something to your awareness. And if you are working on you,
Right.
you'll catch it.
Right. That's it. That's the whole key. You're trying to work on someone that doesn't want to be worked on.
Yeah.
And you expect, and you say, I don't understand. You're not to understand. Because what you need to do is focus in on you. Build you up so that you can build someone else up by the examples that you set, by the life that you live. Now they'll understand. I'll never forget this. Paul made this statement. He said, I must state this much about you. He says, I don't know how you do it, but he says, your consistency is very, very good. He says, no matter what, you're going to be there. No matter what, you're going to preach. No matter what, you're going to teach. He says, now I want to be able to get to that level. He says, so you have a high level of maturity. And wow, I'll be glad when I can get there. And my whole thing is, it's not even that. All it is put in your mind, I want to go to heaven. Just put it in your mind, I want to go to heaven.
And it's a fight every day. See, that's the point.
Right.
That, yes, you're seasoned. But I'm still having some problem fighting every day. But he's not going to win. He's not going to win. As long as I have a relationship with Jesus Christ,
Right.
as long as I'm open and letting the Holy Spirit work
Right.
in me,
Right.
I know where I want to go.
That's
But
it.
it's a fight still.
So guys, watch, let's get back. Love bears all things. The word bears means both to cover all things, to bear up under all things. Love does both. It stands up under the weight and onslaught of things, and it covers up the fault of others. It has no flow of pleasure in exposing the wrong and weaknesses of others. Love bears up under any neglect, abuse, ridicule, anything that is thrown against it. Love believes all things, is completely trusting, always eager to believe the best, is ever ready to believe the best, according to the Amplified New Testament. Love seeks and understands the circumstance and accepts and forgives and believes the very best about a person. Listen to what I'm saying. This is love. Love does these things. And so what are you saying? Love has the ability. So it looks like it is something that you have to train yourself to. Because it is, watch this. I said something here, trust. I said something here, trust. Trusting one another, trusting. I said that's an issue that I'm working on, backing off and backing out, and letting others, you say you're going to do it, then back off and let you do it. That's something that I'm working on because I'm so used to, if you don't do it, don't worry about it, I got it. And then farther down the line, it always surfaces on how frustrating I am. So then, why be frustrated behind it when just put in trust. Hopefully the individual that's been assigned to a responsibility, that individual is well aware of all of a sudden things aren't the same anymore. Stop and think about it, yes.
Yeah, if you look at it, love is a buy-in.
Yes.
And the investment
Yes.
is self. Because it's going to bring up a lot of things
You got it.
that self want to hold on to that love won't allow you to.
You got it. You got it.
And when we were going through the series last year, you were really working with us, walking by faith and not by sight.
Go ahead.
That series.
Yes. That's got it.
And I tell you, I worked on that. I said, wow. And that's the trust. You have to have that faith, no matter what is happening
Right.
around you, whether it's personal, with others, financial, anything. And mine was health at that time.
Yeah.
And
But you're right. There are so many people that that you're struggling. You're quiet about your struggle, but you don't realize that your struggle surfaces. So others can see this. They can see something's not right. And so all they can do is if you let them in your world, then they can help. I've had one person bring to my attention, I was sick and you didn't call me. That's okay. I'm sorry you were sick. But instead of putting the fault on me, what about you? What did you do? What did you do to make it known that you were sick? You hear me? Because why are you saying that? Because this is something apparently that bothered or affected you to the point that your health was already bad because you were sick. And now you get more of this sickness because now you feel frustrated because someone didn't pick up or didn't contact you. Wait a minute, I'm sick, no one's contacted me. Why am I going there? What do you mean? And I'm going to let you in. And hear me, guys, because I'm not centered in on anyone. All I'm simply saying is, if this love that we all should have, this love, the love is not one way. The love is two ways. The love is where we all grow up. Not one person grows up, but we all grow up. If that's the case and it's centered that way, then you're saying I'm the only one that's going to go to heaven. But stop and think about it. Well, the preacher should have this and the preacher should have that. Well, then you're saying because the preacher knows this and the preacher knows that. Stop and think about it. That's a horrible thought if you really stop and think about it. You know too. Why don't you pick up? Why don't you call? Yes, God.
Yeah, I was just going to say, unfortunately, this is the attitude and behavior of a lot of people.
Yes.
Because they're still in the self.
Yes.
It's about me. No,
Yes.
it's not. Because if you're exercising love,
Yes.
it would be nothing for you to come outside of yourself. And then when you do, you can express that.
Yes.
When you do it, first.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
But you gotta do it, right?
Yeah, you gotta do it first to show that, okay, is he sincere?
I used to say that to my wife. Somebody would, oh, he talking about me. I used to say to my wife all the time, it ain't about you. You think it's about you, but it ain't about you. I'm sorry I even left you with that attitude that it was about you. But it's not about you. It's a bigger picture.
Yeah.
And when we understand the bigger picture is heaven.
Amen.
So then watch it, so it's not a lopsided love, but it's, like I said, it's love that takes place in all of us. Love is something that has to grow. And so in order for love to grow, you have to be around folks that love, whether you know it or not. My famous words are, and I have to watch myself because somebody said this to me was talking to me to bring it to my attention. When Brother Thompson says he loves you, he doesn't know he's not saying it like that. That blew me away to actually hear someone say, wait a minute, so you think, well, he doesn't know me. That's my point. But yet he's telling me he loves me. That's my point. Because I do love you. What are you looking for? You're so carnal-minded. Love connects with sexual favors. That's what you're connecting it with. That is so wrong. That's not love, that's lust. See, people miss the words. Love is not lust. But if you don't watch yourself when someone says, I love you, you think they're lusting after you. And they're not lusting after you. They love you. I said, I do it all the time. When I text back, I love you, or I love you. I says, when I talk to anybody on the phone, I usually end up saying, love you. Now I'm trying to be cautious because I'm saying, you say you love them, and then now they think you're taking it the wrong way. Now they're receiving it the wrong way. And I said, stop and think about it. Look how ugly that can get. Something that is of joy, you allow it to destroy. Love. I'll say it in a minute. I hear, take care. God bless. What's wrong with I love you? What's wrong with you loving me back? But you know what I'm saying?
A whole lot.
You know,
A whole lot. Apparently, yeah.
Yeah, what'd you say, Calvin? Right, it's a whole lot. I used to say,
Jesus even said love you.
yeah, I used to say to Rico a lot. Rico, I always said, don't I love you? For a minute, to Rico was some seriously struggling with yeah, but am I right, Rico? You were seriously struggling. But watch this, that's carnal-minded. When Rico now realized when he said love, Rico said love you too. I love you. I love you. But you know what I'm saying? But the bottom line is you finally realize you're growing up. You're finally growing up. Wait a minute. So what you want me to say? Hate you? Yeah, I hate you. I don't like you. What was it? Break a leg. Remember that old stuff? But remember that? So what do you want me to say? Bye. My dad used to say, don't ever say bye.
So I'll see you later.
Yeah, see you later. Good night. But don't ever say bye, because bye's permanent, which my dad used to say.
Yep.
So stop and think about it. Look at a word that has been removed out of our vocabulary. The church. The church has been removed out of our vocabulary. Because we got to be careful with how we say it. And watch this. I can't say I love him. So good night. So you don't love me. So is that what you're saying? Because now God is telling me to have wisdom and to recognize my enemy. Love them, but recognize your enemies.
Amen.
Stop and think about it. Because if I can love you and you can't love me, guys, there's your issue. Listen to all these things we've mentioned from 4 to 7. These are your issues. Ask yourself if this don't fit somewhere. Love bears all things. Love believes all things. What's this? Love rejoices in the truth. Love does not rejoice in iniquity. Love does not think evil. Love is not easy. Love seeks not its own. Love does not behave itself unseemly. Love is not puffed. Think about it. Doesn't brag. Stop and think about it. Do you fit in one of those? Do you fit somewhere in one of those? And is that why, remember you talking about that umbrella, Calvin? Is that why you struggle? Is that why your growth is stifled? The church isn't developing because she doesn't want to mature. And the main element that she has to mature in, you're not using it. It's love. Stop and think about it. It's love. That's what you have. That's your main ingredients. You can put everything else in it. But if you miss love, it will do zero. He says it's nothing. Is that what he said, right?
Yeah.
It's nothing. So stop and think about it. I can't love. I'll love you no matter what. I says, my hardest thing is to finally have to sit you down and share things with you or talk to you about it. And you don't realize that it hurts me more than it hurts you. Why? Because I love you that much. But you need to be corrected. But I love you that much. And if you don't watch it, I'll walk away with a tear or two in my eyes. And you're looking at me like, oh, wait a minute, he was disciplining me. But it's hurting him. Right, that's love. I only want to tell you what's right, not what's wrong. Because one day, this is going to come to an end. Like I said, we don't believe it. You think I'm kidding, but we really don't believe it. We don't believe this is coming to an end. We go on and live like we choose. We come and go when we feel like it. We love and hate who we want. You know, there's a word that should not be in your vocabulary. Hate. Should not no longer be in your vocabulary. But yet it's there. Stop and think about it. Someone says, love the things that God loves and hate the things that God hates. Right? You've heard that statement? So what does God hate? Yeah, so what does God hate? You said sin, which is overall. But what does God hate?
When you fail to love.
Yes! That's your hate, because what God's saying is, I don't never want you not to love the person. I want you to hate the sin, but love the person. Recognize the sin that the person's in and do all you can to bring it to their attention that it's there. And then when you do that, you got to do it in love. You got to do that in love. So you're still reaching out. Sometimes someone say, you know, well, you haven't said anything and you just allow this to go on and on and on. No, there's a time for everything. Ecclesiastes 3.
Yeah.
There's a time for everything. But a lot of times people, well, you know, you should have stopped that a long time ago. You didn't stop yours. You didn't stop. You don't realize it's just bringing that to my attention. Tells me something you didn't stop. So before we turn around and criticize or shoot somebody down, how about we build them up? I've always said, I can't go talk to you, Calvin, without me developing a relationship with you. So that when it's something that we may not agree upon, we can sit down like mature people. Not immature people. I don't get my way, so I don't come no more. I don't get my way, so I'm going to send a message. Look around you and see what you don't see. Listen to what we're talking about, guys. Stop and think about it. Very uncalled for. That's a level of immaturity. And sometimes God has to bring some things to our attention by you working with that individual. Watch this, out of love. And then stepping back, and you'll see what you didn't want to see. You start to see, it starts to expose behaviors that you don't like. But you do what? You keep on loving them. You love them no matter what. Because watch this. Love is something that hurts them more than it hurts you. So then watch this, guys. Let's move on. Back into your Bible. It says, watch this. It says, ready? It says it bears all things, right? 7. Believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. I told you. We've talked about it. But then it says love never fails. So guys, watch this. Flipping back over, you should see a word called fail.
Which one fails?
Yeah.
From Pitto?
Uh-huh.
Has the basic meaning of falling, especially the idea of final falling, and was used of a flower or leaf that falls to the ground, withers, and decays. Never refers to time, not to frequency. And the idea is that at no time will divine love ever fall, wither, and decay. By nature, it is permanent. It is never abolished.
So then, guys, your Bible says what? And 8, love what?
Charity never faileth.
So watch yours says charity. We don't say charity no more. We say love, okay? That's why I say when we speak of Old Testament. But watch this. Someone said, what are you talking about charity? That's why I said we're getting that our translation would be love. Love never fails. So love then is permanent. I don't care how you feel when I call you. I don't care how you feel when I say, I love you. You're the issue. It's your issue. It's not mine. It's your issue. It's your immaturity. It's a challenge for you because you are still carnal-minded. So it's your issue. It's not going to be my issue. Because I know how I love you. I know why I love you. I see, watch this, and I see your frailties just like you see mine. But I'm willing to go past that, to look beyond it. I'm not looking for your bad, I'm looking for your good qualities. I want to search for your good qualities. I want to pull your good qualities out. I said that we want to work on your good qualities so that they will eventually overshadow your bad. And it also eventually bring you to your senses to realize, am I helping or am I hurting? What am I doing? And watch this. Oh, not helping or hurting the other person. I'm talking about you. Am I helping or am I hurting myself? Because it takes a lot. Even your doctors have proven that when it comes down to a frown versus a smile. Stop and think about it. It takes a lot for you to do these things. And you don't realize it. It takes a lot for you to not love someone. You don't realize it. You're working on it. You're building it up. You're trying. It becomes infested inside you till you don't realize it. Little by little, it's deteriorating you. Little by little, it's deteriorating. I don't care. Look, I'm 70 years old, so it didn't deteriorate. Yes, I said little by little, it is deteriorating you. Well, that's got to do with age. Well, you don't know that God had intended for you to live longer. But because you can't love, it's killing you. God is not going to interfere with what you're doing with your life. Either you're going to develop your life and love me like you should and have a long life, or either you're going to destroy your life and bring it to an end, a very short end. That was in the news today. You heard about this 3-year-old just getting killed? Yeah. In the car? Right, a 3-year-old. In the car, the husband is sitting there, is it a husband or boyfriend? Was sitting, but they were anyway, the bottom line, he was in an argument. And then he decides, he leaves, the wife is driving, and they hear gunfire. And so the wife is flying, trying to get out and get away from gunfire, thinking she's gotten away, only to find out that the 3-year-old is back there in the back seat dead. Is it worth it? So what? So is it worth it to have to even get in such a debate over something? So watch this. I'm sure it was minute. Was it really worth it? Now, you told that person a thing or two, and that person told you a thing or two. And that person says, I can't accept, you thinking you've gotten away with something. So that person pulls a gun and starts to shoot. And the child ain't said nothing. Yes.
Oftentimes, just it's the magnitude of it. It simply means that it builds to a point. You ignore it, you continue to ignore it, it continues to build, it continues to fester, and now it's just so routine, you don't even realize it. It becomes a normal way of living for you when you fail to exercise love. You got to put it into practice. I mean, constantly. If not, it will escape you like anything else and begin to formulate its own habit behind it, and then you start to get these ramifications, but it's too late. It's too late. It's so big now, something that took place. And I always say, you have to be careful, but you can't always reverse it. Once it happens, just like you get angry, you get out, you kill somebody, you can't reverse that. You can't get it back. Well, I didn't mean to. Well, you went on this rage, not understanding the magnitude of it.
Right.
And here we go. Satan knows that.
Right.
Satan sets you up long before you get to the pit stop.
That's right. That's right.
He's setting it up for you.
Brother King made a statement. He says, you can bring a man, or you can remove a man's pride, kill the pride. You can remove that, but don't ever strip him of his dignity.
Man.
There's a difference. Pride versus dignity. And it's what I'm saying is it comes to the point where you're working on trying to reduce someone's pride. Then your level of maturity has to say, this is as far as I can go. Let me cut it off. Let me stop. Let me not go any farther. Because why? Now you're on borderline. Pride versus dignity. And once you strip a man or a woman of their dignity, then they don't return. Now, you say, well, they needed to grow up. They needed to reach a level of maturity. They did. But the bottom line is they didn't. And because they didn't reach it, so then what do you have? Then you've got a situation where this person now walks away from the church, never to return back to the church because you've stripped them of their dignity versus their pride. Shooting somebody's pride down is one thing. Killing someone's dignity is another thing. Guys, my time has expired.